Hi, fans of high quality entertainment. Once again, another year, another another year of talking about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame or shame. And just before I did this video, I noticed that Michael Nolan had posted, here are the nominees for the 2025 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I'll just play you this little snippet from Michael.
Cyndi Lauper. Okay, now the cracks are starting to show. All right, badly. Cyndi Lauper. She's a pop star. All right. But she did have kind of a rock and roll attitude, a rock and roll kind of presentation, more so than the next clown we're going to be talking about. But she's a pop star at best. I wasn't, it's not like the worst nomination that the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame has ever come up with. But this next one, Mariah Scary.
So, please check out Michael's video. I'll have a link for it below. And I kind of agree with him, well, especially about Mariah Carey. So these are the nominees for this year. And it looks like you can have a fan vote, and you can pick 7 once per day. So there's Chubby Checker. I agree, he should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. You know, The Twist was such a huge single in the early 60s. And then, he had other mainly twist-related songs. Joe Cocker. Yeah, Joe Cocker, he should have been in years ago when he was alive. He sadly passed away in 2014 when at the age of 70. He should have been in at least 20 years ago or more. I could see Joy Division and New Order to be nominated. Soundgarden. I'm not a big fan of Oasis, but they should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I'm not familiar with Pish. Is that how you say it? Pish. At all. They're kind of like a Grateful Dead type jam band. So maybe others can let me know if they should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. The Black Crowes, as I'm going to show you, nothing against the Black Crowes, but there's so many rock artists that haven't even been nominated yet, and it's just crazy. I know nothing about this band, Mana. Outkast. I bought an Outkast album once and enjoyed it, but they're not rock and roll. The White Stripes. Once again, there's other bands I feel that should be nominated before them. Billy Idol should definitely be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame by now. Mariah Carey, or Mariah Scary, as Michael Nolan calls her, no. Get her out of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. What a joke. And yeah, Cyndi Lauper, I'm kind of... definitely, she deserves to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame 100 times more than Mariah Carey. I even bought Cyndi Lauper albums, and I'm a rock guy. And I enjoyed, like True Colors, great song. Girls Just Want to Have Fun. She's talented and everything. Is she rock? Not really, but a lot of rock music people like me bought her albums. And then, of course, Bad Company is a no-brainer. So, I already voted yesterday, so I think it's too early for me to vote again yet. But if I was going to vote, I would include, if I was going to choose 7 of these, I would choose Chubby Checker, Joe Cocker, Bad Company. I'd choose Cyndi Lauper. Billy Idol. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 more. I guess Joy Division and New Order. And if I had to choose a seventh, it would be Soundgarden. So as you can see here at the top are some of the artists in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Kool and the Gang, Jay-Z, Green Day, Foo Fighters, ABBA, Joan Jett and the Blackhearts, Dave Matthews Band, Cher, Whitney Houston, Dolly Parton, Lionel Richie, and Sheryl Crow. And nothing against any of these artists' talent. Some of them I'm not a fan of, but, they all obviously have talent. Now, some of the bands or artists, and some of these haven't even been nominated. And they should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Like, for most of these artists, they should have been in years ago. The Guess Who, King Crimson, Jethro Tull, Kansas, Blue Oyster Cult, Thin Lizzy, Iron Maiden, Phil Collins for his solo career. I know he's in as part of Genesis. Grand Funk Railroad, Sparks, Golden Earring, Three Dog Night, the Scorpions, Motorhead, the Jay Giles Band, Huey Lewis and the News, the Monkees, Meatloaf, In Excess, Smashing Pumpkins, Soundgarden, Motley Crue, Uriah Heep, Bryan Adams, Bachman Turner Overdrive, Badfinger, Humble Pie, Iron Butterfly, Harry Nilsson, Procol Harum, Iggy Pop, Steppenwolf, Styx, Devo, Supertramp, Tool, Joe Walsh, Weird Al, Warren Zevon. And, I know that every year we do these videos and we complain and we whine. And some people say, whatever, don't worry about it. But we're fighting about our love of rock and roll, right? And they have this Hall of Fame, and it's not a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It's a Music Hall of Fame. If it was called the Music Hall of Fame, then there wouldn't be the issues there is with us rockers. For instance, like I said, nothing against Joan Jett and her talent, but I looked up her album sales, and she has 2,757,000 million album sales. Now, compare that to a band that I don't think has even been nominated, or at least they're not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Iron Maiden has sold 130 million albums. The Monkees, 65 million. Blue Oyster Cult, 25 million. Three Dog Night, 50 million. Bryan Adams, I'm not a fan of his music, but it's just kind of shocking that he's not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. He's sold 65 million albums. And I know it's not all based on album sales, but, rock and roll is a business. And, the more sales, the more popular the artist is usually. And it's just pathetic, I could go on and on, but I think I'm almost done. The one thing I would like to do here is say, and I know there's many more that aren't in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but if I was going to choose 10, and not just for me personally, but I mean that really truly should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame by now, I would say there's more than 10. But, Bryan Adams is one that really stands out because he was, especially so huge in the 80s and 90s. The Guess Who, King Crimson for sure, Jethro Tull, that's 4, Iron Maiden, 5. Phil Collins for his solo career. I'm not a fan of his solo career, but he should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as a solo artist. And then, the Monkees. I know that they didn't always play on their albums, but they had a lot of big hit songs, and they sang them. They did play on their albums, not all the time, but they did play. They're all very talented. They should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And then, someone like Harry Nilsson, Supertramp, and, Warren Zevon. It's also sad that so many artists, they pass away, and then they're, a few years later, they're in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, like Chris Squire of Yes, when the band Yes should have been in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame many years before. And so, that's it. I would love your thoughts on, especially the nominees for this year. And, you might disagree with me and Michael, but it's just a big joke to even nominate someone like Mariah Carey into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Get out of here.